molecule we're gonna so we will have complete database. Yeah, and the data is by segment. The system is in all molecules. Molecule we're gonna count it. So for example, this molecule usually because this is all money. They don't have the data on the people. So I think that the it is
Hello, hello. Okay, so if you can hear me, let me know in the chat box if you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat box. Today we are going to talk about something important, how to become profitable in the forex market. So if you can hear me, kindly write one in the chat box. Kindly type one in the chat box if you are live. Kindly type one in the chat box. So after the question and answer session, I'll be even talking about I'll be talking about one important topic before you move to the question and answer session. So if you can hear me, kindly type one in the chat box. Kindly type one in the chat box if you can hear me. So today, if you miss today's lesson, you are missing out a lot because this is an opportunity for you to bring your questions and you get an immediate answer to any challenge that you are facing in the forex market. Forex is very simple, and I'm going to show you how you can become profitable in the forex market. So if you are live with me, kindly type one in the chat box. So you're not going to waste my time. And even tomorrow is a bank holiday. So during the lending session, we are going to experience low volume in the market. So it's not advisable to be trading during lending session tomorrow. You wait for the New York session, then you participate in the market. So tomorrow there's not going to be any live session tomorrow. All right. So I think you have six people. Yeah, you have a lot of people over here. So I think we can continue. So I hope you guys brought in your questions. So I'll be talking about some important topic before you move to the questions and answer session. So those who it's an it's an it's an what do you call it? It's a privilege you are here today. Okay, it's a privilege. Okay, so if you are here, if you can hear me well, let me know. Type one in the chat box. If you are here, let me know. Type one in the chat box. I see you, that Kwame. I hope trading is going on fine for you. Type one. We are more than the people who have typed one. So if you are here, type one. And you are never going to regret joining today's live stream. I'm going to talk about one important topic, and I'm sure many people are really struggling to make money in the market. And sometimes when their hearts they panic when they open the chart to even trade. I've been there before, so I know what I'm talking about. I've been there before, so I know what I'm talking about. All right, so welcome you all to today's live stream. I'm not going to waste much of your time, and as I said earlier, tomorrow is a bank holiday and it's not advisable. When you watch your Forex Factory, you can see tomorrow is 26th, and you have GBP bank holiday, and a lending session, mostly the volume comes from the pound or the UK. Okay, so it's not advisable, as we are seeing the pound, the bank, this thing, the GBP, as you are seeing bank holiday. It's not advisable to be trading during the lending session. So you rest, or you just sleep and chill. Okay, you just sleep and you wait. You come out, you wake up fresh and trade the New York session. That's the best time. So when you talk about bank holiday, or when you experience bank holiday, or when you watch your economic calendar and you see bank holiday, what it means is you are going to experience, you are not going to see volume, volatility in the market. You see, volatility is what usually makes out money in the market. So if you are not seeing volume, if you are not seeing a lot of movement in the market, you are going to lose a lot, as in your stop loss is going to get hit and other stuff. So it's always advisable to trade when there was volume in the market. That's the most important thing you have to note about volume times in the market. So tomorrow morning is not advisable during the lending session. I don't know where you are watching us from. So during the lending session, let me save. I'm talking about morning because of where I'm coming from. I'm in Ghana, so it usually happens in the morning. Lending session usually happens in the morning. But if you are at other parts of the world, or other parts of the continent, or other parts of the world, let me put it this, other parts of the world, then I don't know what time is it. You can't hear me, or you can hear me? I hope you guys can hear me well. If you can hear me, let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm going to drop some. Okay, you can hear me, right? Okay. All right. If you can hear me, let me know. Type in the chat box if you can hear me. Kindly type you can hear me in the chat box, and I can hear you well, boss. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to talk about today is one thing you see, the reason why you have to listen to me is because I've traded the forex market. I started trading. Let me just give a short or a brief story about how everything began with me, or for me. So I started trading 2019, late 2019, 2020. So let's say 2019. I started 2019 before the COVID time. So I've been in the industry for almost getting to 5 to 6 years. Let me put it this way, 5 to 6 years. So and I've been consistent all the years. Okay, I've been consistent throughout the years, throughout my sixth year in the forex space. I've been consistent. I'm not someone who came into the industry and I was off for some time. I've been consistent in the industry for a long time. So that's why sometimes when I speak, you see some volume in whatever I'll be saying, because I took it. I was very passionate about the game. I was very passionate about whatever I was doing. Okay, so I took it very seriously, and I studied a lot. Sometimes I can watch like 5 hours video on forex trading. I was spending the whole of my time studying forex trading, and it took me a long time for me to figure out what works in the market. Okay, but there are some ways that there are certain things that I heard in the market that changed everything for me. So I'm going to share it today for you guys, so that you guys too can apply it or implement it in your journey as you are starting out. So I'm going to talk about some important things that you need to know for you to become profitable in the game. A lot of people are struggling. I believe a lot of people are struggling, and most people too don't even know when they come to the market. They don't usually know what to look for. So I'll be sharing all these things for you, so that even if you don't have someone who is coaching you, you can be doing it yourself. So as I've been saying, the forex market is like how human beings to what behave. It's the same application to the forex market. The forex market behaves like us human beings to behave. So with human beings, we have some patterns, like we have some certain things that we do every day that repeats itself. No matter what, there's no way it's going to be changed. We do the same thing every day, the same thing in the forex market. So some of the patterns that human beings repeat it every day is like, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing, no matter where you are in the world, the first thing is what? You have to either wash your face, you brush your teeth, and unless maybe you are not part of the civilized, or unless maybe you are not part, let me say, unless maybe you are not part of the civilized world. But if you are part of the current generation, when you wake up early in the morning, you can't move out without even brushing your teeth. You have to brush your teeth. Okay, you have to brush your teeth, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, you either take something. Okay, no matter what, within the day, most of us will what be eating. That's how it works. Okay, so these things repeat itself every day, and you don't need any pastor or a prophet to tell you to be doing, or like when you wake up early morning, this is what maybe Elizabeth will be doing, this is what Christiana will be doing. It repeats itself. No matter your name, no matter where you are coming from, no matter the tribe, you'll be doing this thing. You get it? So it's the same thing as what how forex trading also works. So sometimes I've been getting messages, people will be telling me, like the way I'm trading, I'm very patient. I'm very patient, and like I'm very systematic in the way I trade. The reason is I've been in the game for long, and I know what it takes, or like the benefits you are going to get in returns when what you are patient in the game. Okay, so most people are doing things randomly in the game because they don't have systematic rules that, or things that they follow in order for them to what execute trades. This game, if you don't know what you are doing, or you are not systematic, you are going to lose a lot of what you are going to lose money in the forex market, and you will later say the game doesn't work. So the reason why I've been confident, okay, the reason why I've been confident what come out to trade live is because I know what I'm doing. Okay, and I've been sharing signals to even on live trades, and even to those in my private group, because I know what I know the patterns I trade. I've traded my patterns for long. You get it? That's why I'm very confident to come out to what to trade live, to share my live signals and other stuff. You get it? So it's like maybe betting on the behavior of what maybe Elizabeth, maybe betting with someone that tomorrow morning Elizabeth is going to brush her teeth. There's no way Elizabeth is not going to brush her teeth. Okay, because he she does it every day. It's the same thing in the forex market. Some of the patterns, what we trade patterns, and if you are able to identify one pattern, you can make a lot of money from the market, and people will be calling you, you are market wizard. You get it? People will be calling you, you are market wizard, but you are not a market wizard. You have studied one thing. So we have a lot of patterns. So I'll be talking about the meaning of pattern. I know most people are new over here. So I'll be talking about the meaning of patterns, and what are some of the patterns, what are the things that you need to look for in order for you to be what to recognize those patterns. You get it? So because I've studied a pattern that repeats itself in the forex market, that's why I was able to what come out that's why I was able to come out to what tell people I can teach you how to trade forex market. And those who are in my forex, those who are in my group can attest to that. So if you are in my group and like what I'm teaching you is not working, you can even drop it in the chat box. I don't know whether some of them are in. You get it? I've been giving them signals. I've been coming out telling them where to enter the market. And even those who have been joining the early session, the early live session can attest to that. Some of the predictions that I'll be doing, because I've studied it for long, because I know the pattern exactly. That's why what I come out confidently to be saying all these things. You get it? So you need to be what? You need to also have a pattern. Okay, if you are able to get one pattern, you can eat from it's like inheritance. It's like inheritance. Your father or your mother, your parents giving you what do you call it, what do you call it, your father giving you maybe a property or something for you that you are going to eat from it for a long time. It's the same thing. When you get one pattern, if you study one pattern and the pattern works, repeat itself, you do your back testing, forward testing, and you notice the thing is working, you can be making a lot of money from the market, and you can teach people to how to what to be making money from the market. So it's the same thing. So in today's in today's webinar, I'll be talking about how to win in the forex market. As the moment I heard this thing, everything changed for me. I wasn't envious about people making progress. I wasn't like I was focusing on myself. Okay, I was focusing on myself, I was focusing on the chart to be able to what, to also know this pattern. What pattern is it going to work for me? What pattern does it repeat itself every day in the market? You get it? So the moment I'm someone that when I the moment I get, or the moment I hear something, I really dedicate a lot of time, and I have to make sure I've understood everything. That's why sometimes some people will come out and say, oh, I've been getting messages. People will be telling me the way I'm teaching is very simple. I really know whatever I'm talking about, because I dedicated a lot of time to study this thing, to understand it. It's like someone who is studying medicine, or maybe it took me 6 years. Okay, it took me 6 years for me to figure it out, and I wasn't someone who was passive. I was very active in everything that I was doing in this game. So that's why when I speak, there was volume in anything that I will say. Okay. All right. So we have some three types of people who enter into the forex, who enter into forex trading. Okay. We have some three types of people. That's how I'm going to call them. We have signal receivers. Okay. So receivers are people who are going to take trade ideas from people. Okay, they are not ready to put in the work, they are not ready to be independent, they are always what, they want to be independent. Okay, those people, you have these people that I'm going to, some of them are not part. So if you know you are part of, if you are a signal provider, what I'm going to teach today, you are not part of anything that I'm going to say today. Okay, so we have these people, we have signal receivers, those who are not willing to put in the work, those who are not ready to learn, those who are not ready to what, to be dependent. Okay, they are always what do you call it, they are not ready to be independent, they are always ready to be what, depend, they want to depend on someone for survival, they want to depend on someone for their ends meet. Please, you are not part of it, you are not ready to put in the work. So what I'm going to teach you, you are not part of it. And we have forex investors. So we have some people too that they are always, like, because of what they do, the businesses and other things that they are running, they can't get time to what, to be learning this thing, because this thing really, if you are studying this thing, it really takes a lot of time for you to what, it needs experience. You have to always, you have to familiarize yourself on how the market moves, the movements of the market. So some people will rather what, make, they will be willing for their money to work for them. So maybe if you are good in whatever you are doing, if they see someone who is good, they will what, they will just consult the person and give their money to the person to trade for them. So if you are part of those people, please, what I'm going to teach today, you are not involved, or you are not part of what I'm going to teach today, so you can just go off of what I'm going to teach today. Okay. And the third people, the last people that I'm going to talk about, people who want to take trading as a career. Okay, those who want to take trading as a career, those who want to what, to be getting their ends meet from what, trading. This webinar is for you. I'm going to show you how you be able to what, to be best, or how you can be what, winning in trading. Okay, how you can be winning in trading. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, I've listened to a lot of gurus, those who have been in the game for long, like more than 20 years. I'm someone that, as I said, if I'm dedicated to something, I put in all my energy. I make sure I've done my research. So I've listened to a lot of podcast interviews from those who are good in trading. And one thing, one similar or one particular thing I was hearing from all these people, I'm going to share it to you today. You get it? I'm going to share it today. So if you are here, one thing I'm going to advise you, or one thing I'm going to urge you is what? Stick to the end of the video, and your trading, if you really want to take trading as what, as a career, if you want to be depending on trading for your ends meet, today's webinar is going to change the way you trade. So you kindly have a seat, relax, and listen to whatever I'm going to say to the end of the video. And I'm going to receive, or I'm going to be hearing from you too. You can drop your questions. If you have any question related to trading, you can be dropping it in the chat box, and it's going to get answered immediately. Okay, because as I'm saying, I'm an experienced person, and if I give you an answer, it's coming from my experience, my long years of experience, because I've watched people trade, I've listened to people, I've followed a lot of traders. and I know what works in the market. Okay, I know what works in the market. So anything that I'm going to say over here, kindly take it serious. So the reality of becoming the best in forex trading involves what? Trading, as I said earlier, it's about pattern recognition. It's about pattern recognition. And the markets, in the currency market, okay, aside all the financial market, we are trading the currency market. And the currency market opens 5 days a week, 24 hours within a day. Okay, 5 days a week. Only on weekends that you can't trade the forex market, the currency market, unless maybe you are trading other related or other you are trading other financial market. We have other financial markets. Okay, we have other financial market. I don't know if whether stocks too you can trade it on weekends, or but we have others, the synthetic and those things. Those things are not real market. They are, let's say, let me put it this way, they are counterfeit. They are just replication of maybe the real market. There's nothing backing those synthetic and those things. So you can't, there's no fundamentals backing, there's no real value backing those synthetics. So if you're trading those things, bear in mind that it's just what a simulation. You get it? It's just a simulation. So if you are trading the currency market, one thing you have to note, okay, to be good in trading, one thing you have to bear in mind is what trading is all about: pattern recognition. So when I talk about pattern, what does it mean? I know a lot of people have been hearing me saying pattern, pattern, pattern. What does pattern means? So pattern refers to a specific formation or shape that price movement creates on the chart. Okay, so if you see, when it comes to the chart, I hope you can be seeing the movement of the candles. So the candles that you are seeing over here are what? Are patterns. Okay, it is creating pattern, it is creating some shapes. Okay, I hope you can see it. Some are forming V shape, some are forming W shape, some are forming, I don't know, to your own, to how you are seeing it on my chart. I don't know how you are picturing it or how you are seeing it, but for me, what I'm seeing, sometimes I will see something like V, I will see something like W. They are what? Patterns. Okay, they are pattern, and these things that you are seeing are price. Okay, they are prices. And exchange rate is simply what? Comparing the price value of two currencies. We don't trade in forex trading, you don't trade only a single currency, we trade currencies in pairs. Okay, so what you are seeing here are patterns. Okay, sorry, they are prices. The candles you are seeing are prices, and they are patterns. Okay, it is creating some shapes, it is creating some what? It is creating some, it is forming some shapes, it is forming some, like something that you yourself can imagine. So for you to be able to be good, for you to be good in this industry, one thing I'm going to urge you, or one secret thing that most people don't talk about is what? Just just one thing I'm going to tell you is what? Just memorize one pattern, and you are going to turn your financial distance to a different level. You are going to turn your financial condition or your financial position. If you are poor, you are going to be rich. Okay, so the pattern that I'm referring to, if you are seeing V, make sure what? You are going to trade V. Because one thing is, as I said, it's like human behavior, it repeats itself. So sometimes those in my private groups, when they see big moves, I would tell them this thing is going to happen again. So you don't have to be bothered. At first, I used to be worried when I missed trade. I used to be worried because, and when I grew, when I got the experience in the industry, one thing I noticed is what? No matter how you are trading, no matter what you are trading, within a week, within 2 weeks, within a week, it is going to repeat itself again. Okay, I don't know. Those people who have stick lotto before, sometimes they will tell you, those lotto stickers will tell you the banker has dropped. Like, you see, it means what? It's happened maybe some time past, and it is repeating itself again. So it's the same thing. Trading is like what? I don't want to use lottery because people will be terming it as a gambling. The patterns repeat itself, the shapes are going to repeat itself again. So master a pattern. Okay, so for me, as I said, the reason why I'm very confident, the reason why I share trade ideas, because I've done my back testing, I've done my forward testing, I've experienced it, and I notice something similar happens in the market every day. And those who joined me for long have noticed that the same thing, that anything, things that I've been saying are the same every day. Okay, so if you don't have any pattern, if you have not memorized any pattern, if you have not visualized any pattern, you are not going to be successful in this game. So the reason why you see these gurus coming out telling you buy at this level, sell at this level, and they are very confident coming out, is because what, they have a pattern. Okay, some will tell you W, some will tell you M shape, some will tell you head and shoulders, some will tell you this, some will tell you this. This is the pattern, they've traded it for long. That's why they are very confident to come out and tell you the market is going to buy at this point, the market is going to sell at this point. If time is going to permit that, I would have done some back testing and show you one particular thing that is what repeating, that has been repeating itself day in and day out. I would have done some back testing and I would have showed you how I trade, and you see it every day repeating itself. Not every day, like most at times it repeats itself. So I can tell you, oh, maybe this thing happened, because one thing is, for me, any trade that I'm going to take, I study it. Okay, so those people who get a winning trade and they will go and sleep, they think that, oh, they will come again. You are getting it wrong. For me, when I take a winning trade, I learn. Okay, I learn like those, if you are in the traditional education, that like how we study, the same thing that I do. I learn my winning trades. If I learn, so sometimes if I lose a trade, those in my private group, I will tell them this is the reason why I lost the trade. I didn't wait for the structure to break. I didn't wait for this thing to break. I didn't wait for like I know exactly the mistake. So if you don't know why you lose a trade, and sometimes too it can be market dynamics. Okay, I'm not saying what I'm going to how I trade, like I'm right every day. Okay, I'm not saying I'm right every day, but most of the times I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to be wrong based on what? Sometimes my own negligence. Okay, my own negligence. Maybe sometimes I overconfident will make me not wait for the thing to happen and other stuff. So that one is normal. But most of the times it's going to be very hard. So last time I was telling someone, even if I buy a prop firm, if I buy a proprietary firm, it's going to be hard for me to lose, like to not pass the account. Even though sometimes it's going to take a long time, but it's going to be hard for me not to pass it. It will take a long time for me to pass it, but I'm not going to blow the account. It's going to be very hard because I have my A setup that I have my A setups that I take on only my prop firm. With my prop firm, I don't take random trades. I take high quality trades. I know my A setups. Okay, so that's what I take on my prop firm. So it's going to be very hard for me to what, to lose if I buy a proprietary firm account. So this is what you have to be doing. Just have time for yourself. Just have time yourself. Have time for the score. Have time for the chat. Maybe the and we have ways that you can get the pattern. You can do a back testing, you can do forward testing. That's going to take you a long time. Okay, or you can learn from an experienced person, someone who is already doing it. You learn the way, the pattern of the person, and what you also what back test, you also forward test. So back test is like maybe looking at the past data, learning from the past data what has been happening, and forward testing is like watching the current market. Okay, you learn from an experienced person. You learn from an experienced person what the patterns that the person has been doing, and also what back test and forward test. That's how you do. And as I heard this thing from an experienced trader, someone who is managing like 8 figures account, everything turn around for me. Everything turns. Okay, everything turns around for me. The moment I learned that you need to have a pattern that you are going to repeat, you need to have your pattern. Everything. I wasn't envious when someone is posting profits on IG. I wasn't angry with myself that I'm not getting trees, because I know my setup is going to happen. You get it? So sometimes I can go a week and I'm not taking a trade. Not that I don't want to, I'm afraid I don't want to take a trade. Not that I don't know what I'm doing in the market, because my pattern hasn't what presented itself. exactly the same you have to repeat. That's why sometimes some people will come to the market and they are wondering whether today you have to take a trade, because you don't have a pattern, because you don't know what you are doing. That's why you are losing a lot of money in the market. So you have to have a pattern. Okay, so as I said, as I've said, for you to be able to know the pattern you can trade. So if time will permit us, I would have told you the things that you need to know in the market, and I would have told you the movement of the market. So having a pattern is, you are going to get a pattern by either what, doing your back testing yourself, either doing forward testing. So the forward testing, like as the market is moving, you are watching. By all means, you are going to see some similarities in the movement of the market, but it's going to take you a lot of time. You get it? It's going to take you a lot of time. So either you do back testing, forward testing, or you learn from an experienced person. That's three ways you are going to get what, the pattern to trade. You get it? Three ways you are going to, and as you are getting your pattern, you have to what, you have to know the time frame. So when I talk about time frame, the period during which candles are formed and closed, you have to know the exact time frame. Okay, you have to know the exact time frames, because not all patterns are going to be respected in any of the time frames. Some of the time frames, the patterns are not going to be you are not going to, the pattern is not going to be respected. The time frame is not going to respect those time frames. So you have to know the exact time frame to that you have to focus on. So I don't usually condemn. When I started out, I was in this, used to condemn people. Your pattern, like the way you are trading is not the right way to trade and other stuffs. But as I grew, as I got an experience, like as I traded the market for long, I don't do those things again. If you tell me, oh, this is how I traded, I said, oh, cool. Since it is making you money, it's cool. I don't do that. I'm focusing on myself, how to become best in what I'm doing. You get it? How to become best. I don't have time to be shading on someone. This person is doing the wrong thing. I don't have time. Okay, I don't have time for those things. So I know the time frame. Okay, so I did a lot of this time frame. This thing that I'm telling you, as I heard this thing, every most of the things that I was doing was based on me experiencing and learning from other people. Okay, so for me, I've learned a lot from other people. I'm not going to say everything that I'm learning was just magical coming from God and it just descended on me. I learned from people. Okay, I learned from people on online. I learned a lot of people from online. So, and some, after learning those things, some of the things that you be hearing doesn't work. You have to experience it yourself. Okay, so you have to explore. Forex is all about what, exploring. You have to explore and know whatever is going to work for you. So if you want to take trading as a professional, as a career, it's going to demand a lot of work from you. You can't be lazy and expect positive expectancy or positive results from you. You need to put in work. You need to put in a lot of work. You need to put in a lot of work. Spend a lot of time. You can't be telling me you want to take trading to the next level and you are not going to put in work, or you are not going to study the chart every day. That's, you are going to get it wrong. You have to put in work. That's how it works. And to become, for me, the number of hours I've put in, it's uncountable, or it's like it can't be measured. Okay, so that's why, as I said, I speak, you can see volume in whatever I'm usually talking about. So you need to know the time frame that your patterns are going to be respected. As I said, some of the time frames are not going to respect your patterns and you are going to lose. You might think it's not working. Okay, so if you are trading if you are basing your pattern on the 1 hour and it is not working, move to the higher time frame. So you can move to the higher time frame, like H4 time frame. If your pattern is not getting respected or it's not working on what, the daily time, the H4 time frame, move to what, a time frame higher than the H4 time frame. So that's how what, you are going to know which pattern works or which pattern doesn't work. You get it? Which pattern works and which pattern doesn't work. Okay, so know the pattern, know the time frame that is going to work on. And what, the last one that I'm going, there are a lot of things that I need to talk about, but because of time is fast spent, so I will not be able to say all everything over here. So you need to what, time of the day is very important. Okay, time of the day is very, very important. I've been seeing a lot of people. Sometimes I don't want to get myself worried, because I've been doing this thing, and just explore. Okay, just explore. Time of the day. Sometimes you tell some people don't trade at this time, and they will, like, some people some people are really eager to make money. this is not, let me tell you, that is not the way to make money in this world. That is not, if you are eager to make money, you are not going to make the money. Okay, if you are eager to make money, people are really eager to make money. Even if you tell them this thing doesn't work at this time, they would still be doing it. You will see some people trading at 5 p.m. GMT, 6 p.m. GMT, 7 p.m. GMT. You want to be winning in the market these times of the day. There's no volume in the market. Okay, we are retail traders. Okay, we trade the exchange rate. We have some people who move the exchange rate. Know the time those people come into the market. Those who move the exchange rates, yeah, the banks, the big institutions, the hedge funds, they have specific times that they what, they involve in, they participate in the forex market. So Ghana, for instance, the time that the banks open their premises is around what time? It's around maybe we have, maybe they will come to the, they will start warming up around 8 a.m. GMT, and what, they will start operating around 9 o'clock. That is the time you have to what, follow them. They are the people who are going to move the exchange rate. Your $10 can move the exchange rate. So if you are trading around 6 p.m., expect what, to expect range. You are going to be in drawdown unless the Asian session is open. Okay, unless the Asian session is open before you are going to see some movement in the market. So trade when what, the big players are what, participating in the forex market. Okay, trade even if, so sometimes I will see a correct setup. So those in my private group can attest to, sometimes I will see a correct setup and I'll say, because it is very bad to trade at this time of the day. It is very bad to trade at this time, even though the pattern, everything aligns, but it is very bad to take a trade at this time. So I'll let it go. And when you go back, when we come back, or like when maybe it is time for us to trade and you watch it, you can see the trade really. If maybe supposing we took the trade, you would have lost, because the pattern was everything sports, everything went against us. You get it? Everything went against us. So you have to know the time of the day you are going to trade. You get it? You have to know the time of the day you are going to trade. Not every time is perfect for us to trade. Not every time is good for you to trade your pattern. So note these things. Okay, note these things. You have to what, be able to recognize the pattern, the time frame you are going to trade, and the time of the day. The sessions are very important. You get it? The sessions are very important. We have the Asian sessions, we have the London session, and what, the New York session. Know the exact time, the time frame that you have set for yourself. So for me, I have a time, I have a time frame that I've set for myself. If even my perfect setup, my A plus setup appears or like presents itself on the chart, I'm not going to take it unless it fixed, or unless what, it is within the time frame that I usually enter the market. That's when I usually take trades. Okay, that's when I usually take my trades. So if you are not doing this thing, if you are not having pattern, so just ask yourself this question. Just sit down and ask yourself this question: are you having pattern to trade? What are the things that you look for in the market that you trade? So for me, some of the things that I look for, if I'm going to show you, I don't care if I show you what I do, because there's nothing to hide about it. So it's not about the system that you are trading, it's about the person who is what, it is about the person who is trading the system. So I can show you everything and you still can't make money in the market. You get it? You still can't make money in the market. So for me, what I do is what, anytime that I come to my market, I have a set rules that what I'm going to go by. So first of all, when I move, do my top down analysis. I start from the monthly, identify my various support and resistances. So I'm going to tell you some of the key things that I look for. So first of all, I will have to move to what, I will check whether two time frames are in sync with each other. And one thing that I want to tell you is what, the only way you are going to be at the hot you are going to be at the safer side in the market is when you have when you have like multiple time frames in your favor. Okay, so if maybe you are trading at the H1 time frame and the H4 is what, maybe the H1 time frame is a downtrend, maybe H4 time frame is what, uptrend, daily is uptrend, weekly is uptrend, monthly is uptrend, the probability that you are going to lose is very high. Okay, the probability that you are going to lose. So one thing that is going to give you success in this game is what you have to always make sure most of the time frames are in your favor, okay, or in accordance with the way you trade. So for me, for instance, I have to make sure the daily time frame, and I will give you an example of some of the trades that have been taken I took last week, and you see it for yourself. So I have to make sure the daily time frame is in the same. So if the daily time frame is an uptrend, I'll go to the H4 time frame. So usually I make sure the H4 and the daily time frame are in sync with each other. So maybe H4 time frame is also what an uptrend. So these are the patterns that I usually look for, and I'm showing you everything live for you to see, so that you implement it in your trading, and you can come back and tell me anytime I will have a live meeting like this. Come and tell me it doesn't work, and you tell me the charts that you obeyed what I'm saying, telling you, and it didn't work, and you analyze it together. So I'll make sure the daily time frame, maybe if daily is an uptrend, H4 is an uptrend. This is what I look. If daily is a downtrend, I have to make sure what H42 is a downtrend. I have to always be at the safer side, okay, because I'm a retail trader. I don't have a lot of volume to move the market, so I have to be at the safer side, okay. So it's like you have to always move with the direction. You have to move to with the trend, okay. So now you are in the digital world, and you are telling yourself you don't want any digital things. You don't want you don't want bitcoins. You don't want to participate in all the online stuff. You are going to be what left behind. That's how the market will move. You have to move with the trend. You are in a digital era. Make sure you are learning either digital skill. Make sure you are participating. You are doing things like things, anything. Making sure even if you are transacting, you are doing it online. Make sure you are participating in what is going on. Don't be left out. Don't tell yourself you are not going to move with how the world is moving. You are going to be left behind, and poverty is going to engulf all. Poverty is going to engulf you and your family. So make sure you are moving with the trend. So after identifying the daily time frame, H4 time frame, so if it is in a downtrend, I will have to make sure what daily is also in a downtrend, H4 is also in a downtrend. You get it? You feel me? So after that, then I have to. So maybe if daily time frame is what higher high, so the market also moves in structures. It moves in waves. Okay. So this one too is a topic on its own. So the daily time frame is an uptrend. So maybe higher high, higher low, higher high. You get it? And H4 is also hot, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, maybe as in it is you are seeing more of what bullish candles. So these waves. So another time too, we'll talk about that one too. Okay, so if I see something of this sort, daily, maybe daily time frame. The reason why I'm sharing this thing because I suffered before, like learning. It took me a long time. I don't want my people to also face the same thing. Okay, I don't want my people to also be facing the same. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, or if you have not given a like to the video, kindly give a like. We are more than 7. I want to see more than 7 likes before I will continue. I want to see more than 7 likes. Give a like on the stream before I will continue. We are more than 7. Only 7 people have given a like on the stream. Give more than 7 likes before I will continue. Other than that, I'm going to end the meeting. Give a like on the stream. Just click like. Then I will continue sharing this, because this thing mostly I share with those in my private group. So give a like on the stream. Give a like on the stream before you continue. Or you guys don't know how to give a like. So you can see, give a like on the stream. We are more than 9 people over here. Only 9 people have given a like on the stream. Give a like, and you have not subscribed to the channel, to kindly give, yeah, subscribe to the channel. We are more than 9. You guys are not giving, or you don't know where you are going to see the like. The thumbs up, you can see some human hand. It has raised up like a thumb. If you can see your thumb over there, give a like. You know what? Give a like, then you continue. Give a like and you continue. Give a like on the stream. You are more than 10. We are more than 10. Okay. So I have to make sure the daily time frame. So if you have not subscribed to, kindly subscribe to the channel, because this channel does a lot of things that you are going to learn over here. You are not going to get it anywhere. So on the daily time frame, to make sure it is what an uptrend, the H4 time frame to is what an uptrend. The daily time frame is an uptrend. H4 time frame is what? An uptrend. So if I see this thing, okay, if they are in line, then I have to make sure, because most of the things that I do, I usually do it in what? H4 time frame. Because one thing I've noticed is what? The H4 time frame is a stronger time frame, and it is a time frame that mostly it respects whatever I do in the market. Okay, so that's why I usually, even with my entry confirmation, I usually make sure H4 candle has either broken above a resistance or support before I'll take an action or I'll make a decision. Okay, so that's what usually I do. Okay, that's what usually I do. So I have to make sure these time frames are in line. This is my A setup. Okay, so sometimes the daily will be the other side and H4 will be what? Other side. So that one I don't classify it as what? My A setup. But my A setup is when the daily is what? Uptrend. The H4 time frame is an uptrend. This is what? My A plus setup. Okay, this is my A plus setup. So after seeing this thing, I have to what? If the H4 is not giving me a confirmation, so we have, after seeing this thing, we have two ways of entering the market. We can enter through a breakout, or you can enter through what? A retest. Okay, you can enter through a breakout, or you can enter through a retest. So after seeking confirmation from the H4 time frame, then what? I'll move to the lower time frame. I have to make sure the lower time frames what? Is in what? The same direction. I'm not going to take entry when H1 is a downtrend and daily and H4 is what? An uptrend. I have to make sure what? H1 has also flipped direction to what? Daily and H1. Okay, then if I'm not getting H1, I'm not getting an entry on H1 time frame, I'll move to the M30 time frame to make sure what? The M32 has also flipped direction to what? The daily and H4. So this is what I do. Okay, and an example, you have an example over here. We took Euro USD. So if you watch Euro USD, you get it. If you watch Euro USD, for instance, the daily time frame last week, the whole of last week, the daily time frame has been what? An uptrend. If you watch structure, the daily time frame has been an uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So this is what? An uptrend market. If you watch H4 time frame, if you watch the H4 time frame, H4 time frames towards, it's an uptrend. When you see the market like this, you don't have to go against the trend, and you are going to, if you are following these rules, you are going to predict the market like a market wizard. Okay, and if H42 is in what? An uptrend like a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, it is in the same direction with what? The daily time frame. You get it? So we have an entry over here, we had an entry over here. This is an entry. Okay, you can take an entry over here. So with an entry too, you talk about it. But these are the patterns that I usually look for. Okay, these are the patterns that I usually look for. The formation. So some of the patterns that I look for is this one. Okay, some of the patterns that I look for. This is a break and retest pattern. You get it? This is a break and retest pattern. So these are the things, and I've done my back testing and I've seen it what? Happening over and over again in the market. You get it? So these are the things that I usually look for. So first of all, I've talked about what? Have a pattern. Okay, have a pattern, visualize the pattern, memorize the pattern, dream about the pattern, so that anytime that you are coming to the market, you are not going to be afraid either to enter or not to enter, because you already have it in mind. You already have the pattern in mind. You get it? So these are the things that I have my pattern, and anytime I come to the market, I'm not afraid to what? Execute. So these are the things that it is going to change your trading what? Journey to the next level. It is going to turn your trading journey to the next level. Okay, if you have a pattern, do your back testing, do your forward testing. If you are not having a pattern, to get someone. If you are not buying, I'm not saying buy from me, buy my course or something. But if you are not having, if you are having someone who is already doing it and making money from the market, you can also what? Seek the opinion of that person, and what? You can be learning from that person. So I think I'll end my presentation over here. It's time for what? The question and answer session. If you have a question, drop it in the chat box, and you are going to get immediate what? Answer to your questions. If you have a question, kindly drop it. Tomorrow morning, we are not going to have a live stream because what? We have a bank holiday tomorrow. We have GBP bank holiday. Okay, so we are not going to have a live session tomorrow. We have a bank holiday. So if you have a question on whatever I've said or anything outside whatever I said, but it should be within trading the forex market. If you have any question, kindly what let me know. Drop it in the chat box. If there was no question to, I'm going to call it a day. If you have any question, kindly drop it in the chat box. Or you guys are okay with everything? If you have a question, kindly drop it in the chat box. Okay, kindly drop it in the chat box. So tomorrow, checking the fundamentals, checking the fundamentals for the whole of the week. You don't have, so you have bank holiday tomorrow. You can see it over there all day. You have GBP bank holiday, so you know, as I said, you have to trade when volume is in the market, when the session is moving, when the market when there's what volume in the market, when people, big players are what participating in the market. So big players like the banks, the big institution, the hedge funds, the big institution, the banks, and those people, they are the people who what trade the real forex market. We are CFD traders. Okay, we are CFD traders. We don't trade the what rare currencies. We trade the exchange rates. Okay, we speculate on the exchange rate. We don't trade rare. Those who trade the rare currency are the banks, the big institutions, and those people, the hedge funds, and those people. No, they are the people who would trade the real currency. But for we just speculate on the movements of the price value of the exchange rate, the price value of the currencies. That's what we do. So bank holiday, if you see bank holiday, kindly what stay back. Okay, kindly stay back. Don't trade the market during that time. And we have what on Tuesday too. So I think this week will be a nice week. This week will be a nice week. Okay, so someone is asking a question: if H4 and daily patterns are in the same direction, which one which one is best to enter a trade? So as I'm saying, after knowing or after seeing the daily and H4 in the same direction, when it comes to entry two is the entry two is a different thing altogether, that you have to know how to enter the market. So for me, for instance, how to enter the market was based on my own experience and the things that I was doing that wasn't working for me, losing the market and other things, and I later recognized what to look for. Okay, I later recognize what to look for. So with the entry, as I said, you can either trade a breakout or a retest entry. So with the entry is the same. So you have to, one thing you have to understand is what the movement of the market, the market structure. If you don't know how it works, kindly what go and study market structure. It is going to be an important topic in your trading journey. If you don't understand market structure, it's going to be as in you are going to get it wrong anytime you enter the market. So it's the same thing that I use in my entry too. So if you have a resistance over here, you are either going to take a breakout. This is a breakout. Okay, this is a breakout entry. This is a breakout entry. Or this, and you have what a break and retest. So this is a break. So the example that I showed you is what a break and retest way of entering the market. So this is a retest. So retest, maybe you see a red candles. So these are the things you are going to look for to enter the market. Okay, so these are the things that I usually look for before I'll enter the market. Okay, so you either enter a breakout or you can either enter what a break and retest. By the way, I treat it's all about, so some people use 15 minutes. So if you can see my time frames, you can see you are not seeing 15 minutes. And I usually it's very hard for me to even use the 30 minutes. I usually prefer the high time frame because it's the high time frame usually give me a high quality setups. Okay, it usually gives the confirmation on higher time frames, especially the H4, the daily time frame are very high quality trade setups. So I usually prefer using the higher time frame most of the times. Okay, but maybe you can't be patient to wait for all that long for trade to happen. I know people, it's going to be hard for people to usually be waiting for the H4 time frame, but that's what I do. Because one thing I've seen is that's what usually works fine. That's what the higher time frame. So my entry and those things, I usually focus on H4 daily for my entries. Okay, so sometimes I use the H1, but before I will use the H1, I have to seek confirmation from the H4 daily time frame before I will even move to H1 or M30. Okay, so it's all based on what case by case basis. It's all subjective. The way I enter the market is subject. Sometimes you see me entering at the 30 minutes, but I have to make sure what I'm seeking confirmation for what H4 time frame. If I'm entering H1, I have to seek confirmation from H1 time frame. You get H4 time frame. So everything is what subjective. It's based on what the market is going to give it to me. So can you use EMA or SMA for analysis you as far as forex is concerned? So you see, with forex trading, okay, we are having a lot of tools that you are going to use in trading the forex market, and a lot of people are concentrating on a lot of things in trading. One thing you have to note in trading is what less is more. That's what you have to know. And there are millions of ways to make money forex market or the currency market. Millions of ways to be able to make money in the forex market. You can't be trading all the patterns. There are numerous of patterns that people are trading in the forex market. You can't be trading all. Just find one or two patterns and stick to that, and your financial condition or your financial situation is going to change. You don't have to. So with the EMA or the SMA, they are all support and resistances. Okay, the EMA, you can see some lines. So if you move to you can see indicators on your trading view. Okay, so you can type in, let me show you an example. EMA is support and resistance. So far as I can use my eyes to what to be able to determine this thing, the support and resistance. I don't have to use any. So you can see the EMA, they are all support and resistances. Okay, they are all support and resistances. I don't usually focus on those things. As I'm saying, people are using a lot of things. We're having a lot of things that people are using. Okay, for me, what I use is what trading the wave, how the market moves. That's the market structure, the trend, or those things. I use my support and resistance. Time of the day, I'm gone. You get it? I'm gone. I don't use complex stuffs in the way I trade. The way I trade is very simple. Okay, I don't use a lot of stuff. You can hear people saying fair value gap. There are a lot of things people are using. I don't use those things. The way I trade is very simple, and it is not. It is something that I have evidence of it. I've been able to use it to pass pro firms. You get it? So I have an evidence backing what I'm doing. It works. If only you are going to be patient and stick to, like, wait for all that long to wait for your patterns or your setup to happen, you are going to make money. So that's how it works. So I don't focus on a lot of things. I focus on only a few things. The three things that I've told you, that's the only things that I do. But it's not about the things that it is not about what the system I'm using. It is about the person who is using it. You get it? It's about the person who is using it. So I can show you the full details of what I'm doing. But will you be able to be patient to wait for the thing to happen? Are you going to be patient? That's the problem. So please, what is the best way to set a stop loss? So setting a stop loss is based on what? So some people can use market structure pattern. Okay, other people too. So it all depends. So, but one thing out I will tell you about this question is what? Anytime that you are setting a stop loss, make sure you are laying on a stronger area of interest or a stronger support or resistance. Okay, if you are setting a stop loss, so maybe if you are entering the market over here, if you are entering, maybe you are taking a buy over here, don't just randomly place a stop loss over here. Make sure you are laying on a strong area of interest. So area of interest is like support and resistance, like the higher time frame support and resistance. Because one thing about the lower time frames are it's easily going to be invalidated when you set stop loss on those areas. It is easily going to be invalidated. Okay, so like the H1, or from my experience, like the H1 M30, it is easily going to be invalidated. So the best way is what? Use the strong area of interest, such as the H4, the daily. If you get those levels, so sometimes you can see in the middle of a range. Okay, in the middle of a range, and when you maybe look at the other side, you can see there's opportunity for the market to move up. Okay, maybe the market you have a resistance over here, you have a lot of volume for the market to move over here. But because the market is in the middle of this range, I'm not going to enter, because where I will ask myself, where am I going to what put my stop loss? I have to make sure what there's a strong area of interest, because the market is always going to struggle to what it's always going to struggle to break those areas. Okay, but if we are using maybe 30 minutes support and resistance, it is easily to get invalidated with the 30 minutes, the H1 time frames, the 15-minute time frame. Any experienced person can tell you. Okay, so you have to always make sure you are laying on a strong area of interest. I learned this thing very hard. So anytime you are seeing me, so as time goes on, you'll be seeing me as I'm trading live with you people. You'll be seeing me anytime I'm placing a stop loss. I have to make sure I'm laying on what extra. I don't care the risk to reward, even if I'm not going to get a big like a reasonable risk to reward. I don't care. So far as I'm getting a stronger area for me to lay my stop loss, because one thing I hate is what losing. I don't want to lose in the market. Just people are okay when they lose continuously, but for me, it doesn't work well with my psychology. If I lose like 3 times within a row, my psychology is not going to be right with me. So I have to always make sure what I'm also protecting myself. I'm being at the safer side. So sometimes you can see the market can be breaking the lower time frame support and resistances and come to the H4 daily or weekly and bounce back. So that's the what advantage of using the H4 time frame for, or using the stronger time frame for your support, using your stronger laying on what stronger time frame for your, as in using the area, higher time frame for your support and as in your stop loss. It's very important to use them as your stop loss. Okay, it's very important. So one thing, but there are a lot of things that goes into setting a stop loss. But if you want to know more about it, you can join the private group, and I will take you through those things. I have a course on that, so I have a video on that. So any question? How can I join your premium class group, and what is the payment plan? So my you can chat me if you want to see my WhatsApp line. You can chat me. It's in my bio. Okay, it's my in my bio. You can check the YouTube bio. You will see my WhatsApp line. If I have my WhatsApp line, so you can chat me and you talk about that. Okay. Any question? Any question so far? If there was no question, you'll call it a day because it's late. Any questions so far? I know you guys have learned. So if you know you have learned a lot today, kindly gives a thumbs up in the chat box. Kindly gives a thumbs up in the chat box. If you are if I really learned something today, something that you don't know today, kindly give a thumbs up in the chat box. Gives a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, chat a thumbs up in the put a send me a chat a thumbs up in the chat box if you have really learned something differently today. Kindly gives a thumbs up. Okay, 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 okay. All right. So I will make sure I avail myself for me to share more secrets about how you are going to be profitable in the forex market. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to go through all the stress that I went through when I was learning the craft. I went through a lot. Okay, I went through a lot, and I know most of you would have given up in the journey, but through perseverance and persistence, you were able to what to see or to know what works for us. Okay, and people too. As people are using it, they are seeing consistency or they are seeing profitability in the way they are trading. So I don't want you guys to also be going through a lot. If only you want to take this skill as to take it to the next level, kindly be glued to my YouTube channel. I'll be continue be sharing valuable information over here so that you can also implement it or add it to your what your journey as you can add it to whatever you know in your trading journey. Okay, so if there was no question, I'm going to call it a day because it's late and I know some people will be going to work tomorrow. Okay. So thank you all for joining today. So there was not going to be a live stream tomorrow since you have bank holiday. So see you all tomorrow in the morning. Okay. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate. Okay. Bye bye to your